the problem about the national insurance rise is indecision. And this goes to the point I think everyone in the general public is worried about, that while all this is going on, Boris Johnson is not governing. So clearly, there's this phrase wobbling that's in all the newspapers today, off the record briefings that the Prime Minister is wobbling. That's evidently the case. And he's not governing at the moment, I would say. And the worry to me, as a voter and someone that's not part of the government at all, is that there's a vacuum. And because of Boris Johnson's personal weakness over the allegations of parties, there's a vacuum, and it's actually Tory backbenchers, a bit like Theresa May and the tortuous Brexit negotiations. It's Tory backbenchers that are now calling the shots. And if they weren't up in arms, Boris Johnson would be proceeding with the national insurance changes, but he's afraid to do so. So that, to me, is not governing.
Well, I mean, some people might welcome the national insurance changes not going ahead because we are in a cost of living crisis as well. I mean, is this something that the Labour Party would support, hiking national insurance?
Well, I'm not a spokesman for the Labour Party, but personally, I think if you like, the government are caught between the devil and deep blue sea, and you have to understand why. You know, no one likes a tax rise, and it would affect all of us. I do have some concerns about the way the national insurance levy for the NHS waiting list and social care is delivered, because it's going to hit people who are working, like nurses, and it's not going to hit perhaps retired pensioners who might be on a final salary pension scheme and already have significant assets, especially around property and shares. So there is a little bit of an unfairness. It's not a progressive tax change, but you have to look at why we've got a cost of living crisis. And I don't want to give you too much party politics, but if you have energy prices rising, it's because you don't have sufficient gas and electricity infrastructure. If transport's expensive, where I live in London, TfL is not that cheap compared to Paris Metro or New York Metro. It's because there isn't support from central government, and so on and so on. So cost of living crises don't just come out of nowhere. They come because of what's going wrong in supply chains or lack of government investment in transport or energy. And while this is a topic for another day, they also come out of big things like Brexit. So cost of living crises do go back to the government. One has to remember that all the time.